coming as they go. All right. All right, Steve, if you're ready, I am ready.
Okay, perfect.
Are you ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
All right, here we go. A 3, a 2, 1. Hey, everybody, Mike Lawson here with CUbroadcast. We are here broadcasting semi-live or recorded. We're here with CU Members Mortgage, very own Steve Hewins at the CUNA GAC in DC. How are you, sir?
I'm great. I'm very excited to be here. It's been a great conference. A lot of good traffic around the expo hall.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, some really good conversations. So it's been good. Very excited to be here.
Right on. Are there is there anything that interests you here other than what you guys are doing, talking mortgage and all that type of stuff? Is there anything else that interests you?
In DC or like here in the
Well, DC's got
a ton.
We could do another show on that.
Exactly.
But just here at the GAC.
I think obviously the session with President Bush was really interesting and really here to hear kind of his take on things in the world.
Yep.
I thought that was really good. And to be honest, I've really been kind of in the expo hall just meeting new potential clients.
Good for you.
So it's been really good.
That's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Relationships. So hey, let's talk about something else that's pretty cool here. What's hot in mortgage lending right now? Because this is a topic that a lot of people think about, obviously.
I think one of the biggest topics right now that everyone's talking about is digitizing the mortgage loan file. How do we take what used to be a very manual written process, labor intensive, paper intensive, and transform that into an online digital experience? And I think there's a long way to go. Where we are today. I think we're heading in the right direction. If you think about like years ago when DU was first introduced, as far as automated underwriting systems, it took DU a long while to get caught on and to take hold. And I think we're in that same place now. I think we're in the very early stages of folks really trying to understand what this means, building the technology, having enough providers that we have good coverage for asset verification, income verification, all of those pieces to be documented, through the system. So I think that's really, that's what everyone's kind of struggling for and working for today. And how they do it is really dependent on where they are on the lending spectrum. Folks that are very large and have their own IT groups and have the ability to acquire this technology, that's what they're doing. They're working with partners like Blend, Roostify, all sorts of folks out there that kind of bring that to them. Others that don't necessarily have that scale and the ability to purchase that technology really need to be identifying partners that have that technology and meet them. Shock, right? And really to take the new technology as it's delivered to you and make adjustments to your process. So I think when credit unions look at that, find a good partner, openness to changing your process, that's really going to help a lot.
Okay. The spring, summer home buying season is nearly upon it. It's looking like springtime outside here in DC.
It is looking like spring. It's beautiful outside. So
that's my segue into the spring home buying season.
All of next year really is. It's not just even the spring buying for all of 2018. Refis are going away and purchases are really going to be the business. And so the question is, how do credit unions in today's world move into a purchase environment when they've been very heavy refi and even cash out refi? And it hasn't changed that the people that are really driving the purchase transactions is the realtor. And so credit unions now need to get out there and they need to identify who their realtors are in their particular markets and really start making headway with that. Real estate transactions are just like mortgages, becoming tougher and tougher to find. It is also, when a credit union, when a real estate agent really thinks about their transaction, and when they finally have someone, the last thing they want for that transaction to blow up is due to a loan. And so they keep going back to their very steady eddies, to the Wells and to the Chases and to those folks who have predominantly been providing them those mortgages. And so you really need to kind of break into that. My suggestion would be, if a credit union doesn't know who their realtors are, they probably actually have realtors who are members, and they haven't even thought about that. And so one of the things to do is, I know credit unions publish newsletters all the time. Put something in there to identify who these people are. Offer a suggestion like, hey, $25 gift card for Starbucks if you identify yourself as a realtor. Start building that type of, start building that database of who these realtors are, turn your loan officers onto them, and this is someone that's already bought into the credit union idea. They understand the value of it. And so you're not going to have to sell them on the value of a credit union. It's people helping people, and they would get that. So that's where I would initially start. And once you start with that initial loan officer, you then expand that out even further. You talk to, their office, and then you kind of move out from there, from their brokerage firm to their branch to all of those pieces. So, I mean, right now, that's what you have to do. You've got to get into your connection with a realtor, because they're the ones, in today's world, drive that. I think down the road, that's going to be.
What if you were pre-approved? Would that streamline the process a little bit faster? Would that be a little bit
faster?
faster?
Pre-approvals are a great way, but what they're talking about in Rocket Mortgage is you're putting in your information, and all of that comes back, and it's all validated. And the reality that we know what the work number it is. We know in our particular area how successful that is. And so you kind of get a feel for it.
Right.
But I definitely think pre-approvals is a second tack to make sure that you're offering a pre-approval, which is different than a pre-qual, right? Pre-approval, credit underwrite, you've already looked at all their documentation. Right. The only thing you're waiting for is appraisal. That becomes a much stickier process than what a pre-qual would, because you've already given the borrowers or the members already given all of their information. The last thing they want to have to do is go back and give that to someone else.
Exactly.
So the ability for that application to be transportable goes down significantly.
Yeah, I was just thinking the value of that for a credit union and a member, the value of that for a credit union member relationship. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But you don't. But the question is, you've got to have apps, and you won't get apps unless the realtor is driving it to you.
Oh,
so
true.
the secret really is your realtor. You've got to connect to the realtor, and you've probably got realtors in your organization today, and you just have to identify them and start working those leads.
That's such a good idea, as to kind of ferret out those realtors.
It's simple.
In your
I mean, sometimes it's the simplest idea, and I try to keep things simple as we do operational changes. I just try to keep it very simple. That way we don't kind of overcomplicate it, and that's a very simple way to find realtors in your own house that are already supporting your organization.
No time at all. No
Zero
time at all. All right, last question for you here, Steve. 2018 outlook. I hear that they're going to rates may be raised 3 times this year, something like that. How will this influence things?
If I knew that, I would be in a house in the Caymans somewhere. So I mean, but honestly,
it's only March.
It's only March. No, I mean, I definitely think we'll continue to see rates tick up slowly throughout the year. I think rates will continue to climb. I don't think they're going to skyrocket, but I think they're going to continue to inch up throughout the year. As I said, refis are drawing up. I think purchase is going to be king. The opportunities, though, I think you're going to see a lot of home equity increasing. 67% of people in America have equity in their home that they haven't had in previous years.
Yeah, no doubt.
Their first mortgage is at a low historical rate, and a lot of people don't